It is Melanie with Spotlight again. How is everyone doing? Super excited. I have another wonderful musician on tonight. It is Jason Michael, and we'll just wait for a moment while he jumps on, and I can invite him into the room. And he's here already. Awesomeness.
Are
I
we
hear you.
there?
There you
Melanie!
are. How's it
Sorry about that.
going? It's all good. I like giving you a hard time though.
Yeah, how you doing?
I'm doing very well. How are you?
I am doing great. Doing great.
Awesome. Well, I'm glad it's finally here. We set this up quite a while ago, so I'm really excited that we finally
I
get to do this.
know.
This is awesome.
I know this is really, really cool. And it's cool that we met on Instagram too. So
Yeah, totally awesome. I think it was the Tom Petty caught my ear, so I'm not quite sure where it started, but I do remember
with me
seeing
and
it.
my dog Max, huh?
Yeah, that's
Yeah, sitting
awesome.
in the back of the truck. Yeah, I love me some Tom Petty.
That's cool. So go ahead and fill in our audience. You're a singer-songwriter, right? And I know you've been in a few bands and let us know what you've got going on. It seems like you've got a lot right now in the works, so I'm very excited. So go ahead and please catch our audience up.
Oh, yeah, I am a singer-songwriter, musician, lifetime, and I have a new project called New Ellum. If you've ever been to Dallas, there's a part of town called Deep Ellum, and I kind of grew up playing in that part of town. So it's the music kind of end of Dallas, and everybody in this project kind of grew up in playing in that, younger in Deep Ellum. So we all migrated back to Dallas over the past, 10 years, and we decided to put together a project in the last couple, and we're like, let's name it New Ellum, So we've been releasing singles, over the past year during COVID, so we haven't really played much at all. We kind of started it last year, but have been developing, we're developing our fifth video and our seventh single, and we've taken a couple to radio, and it's getting some plays and stuff, but we're anxious to get out there and start playing music live
I
again,
bet.
too.
I bet.
Yeah,
That's really
yeah.
awesome. I like the behind the scenes that you have on your Instagram through New LM, and I think on your personal as well. Just kind of giving a feel for the creative side that's going on. You
And
know,
letting everybody know we're here, we're still here, but
yeah,
thank you.
I'm liking the videos too. There's some really neat artistic creations going on with those, so totally neat.
Thank you very much.
Now, jumping into the bio that you sent over, I was really intrigued. A couple of different things. So it sounds like you started a band pretty young, at 15. You're already out there playing. Where did your love for music begin, or was there one thing that just jumped out to you, or just where did that begin?
Wow. I think just those early albums I got from my folks, obviously the Beach Boys and you know, uh John Denver, of course, Poems, Prayers, and Promises, Dan Fogelberg, and then my older brother Chris, he wasn't in the picture, we were from, but when I did see him, he was 5 years older than me. He would come in to town and he gave me all these albums. And my first albums were like Queen Killers, the first Kiss albums, it was
Nice.
like I was
Yeah.
getting the really folky stuff from my parents and like Black Sabbath from my brother, so I think it was that kind of early on, it was that juxtaposition of like rock and folk music, but it was the songwriting. Back then, if you were playing rock or folk, you had to be a really good songwriter, especially lyrically, because that's, drove everything back in the 60s and 70s, I think.
Yeah. So is that
You
you just started listening to music and you said, I want to write this, or is that just kind of what grabbed you right then?
I kind of started as a singer and a lyricist. Yeah, I just started listening to it and was like, man, I just love, you know, some of it was really scary and some of it I was above my head, but it just kind of, I love the stories that were like, and it always kind of amazed me and still does. And what I love about music most is like, you know, how people can tell a story, especially
Mm.
putting lyrics and music together and trying to, when you can come up with something like that through melody and tell a story with it with lyrics, it's pretty awesome. I'm super impressed by my peers and the people just learning and doing music too. So I love it as a
Yeah,
craft.
it's wonderful to watch. I love watching it. It's so super awesome.
Yeah.
Another thing that jumped out to me was It looks like you went on the road very early, 17, touring all of North America. What was going through your
that
mind at
bio,
that
that's an
time?
older bio. I know the
I know,
bio
but
stuff.
like that didn't change. You know, that was something that happened, and I'm really,
No, it
really
did.
intrigued. Like, what were the circumstances that you're like, yep, I'm doing this. I'm going on the road at 17. What was that like?
Well, when I was like 16, we'd moved to Texas, a couple years, and I started forming my first bands in high school, and we started playing in deep Ellum and these little places, we're like, going to high school in the day and teasing our hair out and going and playing these rock joints at night. And I think I was 16, maybe about to turn 17, and this band came through town, and I guess they'd seen my band play, and they were like, well, that singer, we need a singer. Actually, we've been on the road, and their singer quit, and they had, years full of dates, touring rock band, and they hired me as their new singer, and, fearless leader, quote unquote, but not at all. But that's how that started. And it ended up, we finally got a record deal, and that was about 5 years on the road of touring, at least 300 nights a year. So
Wow.
it was
Sounds like
an
fun from an
experience.
outside, yeah, but it sounds like a heck of a lot of work, I'm sure, on the inside. So
It's really fun to look back at, but I would never do it like that again, ever,
yeah. So moving
Yeah.
forward, with New Ellum, what do you have set up? Is it you're continuing to release all these awesome singles? What do you have in the works? Is there something that you guys are going toward that you can tell us about?
Yes, there is. Great interview, by the way. I was
Thank
like,
you.
okay. Yes, there is. We've released our seventh single, and we've got three more singles to release, hopefully by August, and then we'll have 10. We'll change those singles to an album and press vinyl and take it hopefully to like indie, rock, indie alt kind of America AAA radio,
Awesome.
and see what happens there. Right now we have a single coming out here in Texas radios. It's kind of its own thing too. It's a really large market too. And we released our first song, Devil's Veil, which was the video with the Lego animation. You might have
Yeah,
seen that one.
I did. I showed that one to
That
my
was,
kids for sure.
did they like it?
Yeah. They
Awesome.
were kind of like
Awesome.
confused because of the music and everything. It was cool to watch. I love
There's
it.
a story behind that too. That's actually in the process. It's a long process making these stop animation film, but
I
a
bet.
friend of ours directed it, and it's actually a 17-minute short called The Devil's Veil, and it tells the whole story of, the sheriff and going out in the desert. It's a pretty neat short. So
Awesome.
one day, hopefully, it'll be done, and I'll
It
give you a
will.
copy of it.
Awesome.
So,
Perfect.
but we're going to release these and release an album and a vinyl. So that's our next step.
Totally cool. Very nice. Um, I know you don't want to do the crushing tours, the 300 dates a year tours, but what kind of things are you looking forward to do? And is it opening back up there? I know I'm out in Utah. It's pretty open. Arizona's wide open. There's a lot of different stuff. What's it looking like in Texas right now for you?
Starting just the
Just starting.
last month or so, it's starting to pick up. And again, I like, as much as I want to play, and I've been a live artist, my plan January of last year was to get an album done and release, start putting out some content. And, I spent the prior 10 years playing around Texas and being more of kind of a player, and playing
Hmm.
gigs and kind of hustling around Texas, studio work and stuff. And it was like, I need to develop some songs and put some music out and try to be an artist again. So yeah, I mean, I would love to tour a little bit, but not not in the back of a van or, so
Yeah.
with 10
Awesome.
guys. So maybe maybe do like a three-piece or something, right?
Yeah. There you
Oh
go.
yeah.
So, what advice would you give now that you've done those hard tours and have had a taste of a lot of different things, different areas, touring North America, being in LA for a while, being in Texas now. What kind of advice would you give to that person that's feeling that urge to write and wants to be a lyricist, wants to be a singer, whether they're 15 or they still have that 15-year-old trapped in them at a later time? What would you tell that person that just needs to take that step forward?
Wow. As a lyricist or a writer, I would say just write from your heart and listen to the people. You know, if you listen to what you're listening to and listen to how they write songs, you know, listen to your peers. I mean, the Beatles are the Beatles for a reason. They were amazing. Bob Dylan is amazing. You know, I mean, don't try to fight it. I mean, it works. You know, listen to more music. That's helped me a lot. And do it from your heart. And if you love it, go for it.
That's awesome. So cool. Well, thank you very much. Can you let everyone know the best places to go and get your music, listen to it, and enjoy it?
Please just Google us, New Ellum, ELLUM. We're on YouTube, Spotify, iTunes, everywhere. Just Google New Ellum. Awesome. And we'd love for you to spin our tunes. And You're awesome, Melanie. This is great.
Oh, well, thank you. I was just going to say, or just hang out and make sure you watch my stories because I share your stuff a lot I'm there as well. So
I'm a total fan of yours now.
Awesome. Well, thank you very much. It was a pleasure getting to meet you. And I look forward to more videos. Music videos are like just my world. It's got the video, it's got the music, it's got people enjoying themselves. It's just everything wonderful. So
well, and I just got to say, I BD'd you today, so you're a total star to me. You know, I've lived in Hollywood for a while too, so I was like, awesome. Are you still acting?
I am acting, yes. I lived in LA I grew up in LA, and nothing back then. I tried, but out here and just got into it. So I'm loving it out here in Utah. So
wow, that's awesome. You lived in Hollywood and never acted, and you go to Utah and become an actor.
No, I acted. I just didn't get picked up for anything big. I was a kid. I didn't know what I was doing, and you know, it's a whole different world. So
yeah, it really is. It's kind of LA as you go there to make it big. You know, it's kind of for me. I lived out there. I love it there. I was like, yeah, it is.
Where did you live out there? And I was wanting to know what areas you're in.
In Hollywood, in Los Feliz.
Oh, okay.
You know, you're familiar with like the hills, right near the Capitol Records building, basically.
Yes, nice. There you go.
Yeah. How about you?
I was more kind of down in the ghetto, Long Beach, but no, I travel up there for mostly acting classes. My lovely, wonderful brother would take me up there, so yeah, awesome. I know the area very well. So
well, cool. the LB's cool too, you know.
Oh, it awesome. Is. It's my hometown.
Well, let's keep in touch for sure.
Awesome. Thank you, and have a wonderful night.
Yeah, you
Take
too.
care, everyone. Thanks for everyone for watching. Bye.
Bye, guys.